Hello, good evening all. In today's class, we'll be discussing about the topic projectile motion. In previous class, we have discussed all the concepts, formulae, revision on the topic. Today is about part 2. Part 2 will be focused on practice, problems and numericals. So everyone has been asking us how many questions we have to prepare for each chapter. I would say initially it is better to go with formula concept revision then practice problems. 10 questions is enough as of now. As soon as you finish studying all the concepts related to all the chapters, then we can start with mock questions such that we'll be keeping on practicing different types of questions from each chapters like a marathon series. That is a very good approach. Okay, so let us start ahead with the today's class. Let us move on to the first question. Okay, let us read the first question first. Two projectiles of same mass and with same velocity are thrown at an angle 60 degree and 30 degree with the horizontal. Then which will remain the same? Okay, this is a basic question. Let's use some common sense. Okay, first of all, we can use some option elimination here. What you all know the equations related to all of these, right? Time of flight, range of projectile, maximum height. Let us consider the equation for time of flight. Time of flight, we know that t is equal to 2u sine theta by g, right? What about maximum height? H is equal to u square sine square theta divided by 2g. Okay, by comparing both equations, if we have two angles 60 degree and 30 degree, we know that they can't have the same value, right? So our only option is to consider range, because we know the equation of range is r equal to u square sine 2 theta by g, right? What is sine 2 theta? 2 sine theta cos theta, that is u square 2 sine theta cos theta by g. Okay, and also one more thing, here we are given two angles, right? Theta 1 is 60, theta 2 is 30. We can deduce a relationship between theta 1 and theta 2 such that theta 2 equal to 90 minus theta 1. Am I right? This is the relationship. So we can say that these two angle of projections are complementary to each other. Okay, so let us write the equation for range when theta 1 is equal to 60 degree. Okay, so that will be r1. So I will go to the next page. That is when theta 1 is equal to 60 degree implies what is a range? Range r1 is equal to u square 2 sine theta cos theta by g, right? 2 sine theta cos theta 1 by g. Okay, this is r1 when theta 1. And in case of theta 2 is equal to 30 degree. What is r2? R2 is equal to u square 2 sine theta 2 cos theta 2 by g. Let this be equation number 1. Okay, question number 1. I'm not substituting the values as of now. Okay, I'm going to use a short trick. So previously in the previous slide I have told that the relationship between theta 1 and theta 2 is such that theta 2 equal to 90 minus theta 1. That is theta 2 is equal to 90 minus theta 1. Let us apply that here. What happens? Implies r2 equal to u square 2 sine of 90 minus theta 1 cos of 90 minus theta 1 by g, right? By g. What happens? Implies r2 is equal to u square 2 cos theta 1 sine theta 1 by g, which is same as u square sine 2 theta 1 by g. Isn't that equal to r1, which is equation number 1, right? So we can say the correct answer is b. Okay, that is r1 will be equal to r2, that is the range will be same. Range will be same. These type of questions I have seen in many competitive exams, including JEE mains and advanced also. So we can conclude one thing: range will be same for angle of projection theta 1 and 90 minus theta 1. Okay, please note it down, guys. Okay, so I hope all of you understand the concept behind it. Okay, so the answer is B, range of projectile. Okay, so let us move on to the next question. Okay, next question, let me come to the pointer. Okay, the next question is that A and B are two vectors and theta is the angle between them, right? So what is given? Given mode of A cross B equal to root 3 of A dot B. What is A cross B? Is mod A mod B sin theta. Since modulus of A cross B, it will be like this: AB sin theta equal to, what is this, A dot B, AB cos theta, right? AB cancelled. I'm going to put cos theta in the RHS, so it will become tan theta. Tan theta is equal to root 3. Theta is equal to tan inverse root 3. We have learned about inverse trigonometric function in the previous videos in max. Okay, tan inverse root 3. What is tan inverse root 3? It is equal to 60 degree. So the angle will be theta. So the option is D. Simple question. This type of question we can expect in mathematics also, so please study it. Okay, so let us move on to the next question. Okay, nice question. Sure question for AI ATC 2024. AI ATC 2024 sure question. Okay, everyone please study this. Two projectiles are fired from the same point with the same speed at angles of projection 60 degree and 30 degree respectively. Which one of the following is true? We have dealt with a similar question like this before as the first question. So I told you that range of projection will be same for angle of projections theta 1 and 90 minus theta 1, right? So here theta 1 is 60 and 90 minus theta 1 is 30. Okay, so it is imperative that the range will be same. So the answer is B. You can note an entrance point like this: range will be same for angle of projections theta 1 and 90 minus theta 1 in projectile motion. That is, we proved this point in the previous example. If you want, I can give you a detailed solution, but that will be waste of time only. Okay. Let us move on to the next question. Okay, nice question. The vector sum of two forces is perpendicular to their vector differences. In that case, the forces. Okay. So here, firstly, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to denote a vector P. P is going to denote the vector sum. Okay. Let's say we have two vectors A and B. The sum of A and B is denoted by the vector P. Okay. The vector differences I'm going to denote as the vector Q, which will denote the vector differences, which is equal to difference of the vectors A and B. Okay, here it is given in the question that vector P is perpendicular to vector Q, which means that vector P dot the dot product of vector p and q equal to 0. That is a plus b into a minus b equal to 0. Okay, that is a square minus b square equal to 0. This implies a square equal to b square implies magnitude of vector a is equal to magnitude of vector b. So the answer will be the forces are equal to each other in magnitude. They are not equal to each other, but they are equal to each other in magnitude. Okay, so the option is C, equal to each other in magnitude. Okay, simple question, guys. Let us go to the next question. Okay, so this question is related to circular motion, since we haven't reached that topic in the motion plane chapter, because I have initially told yesterday in the chapter motional plane there are two concepts to learn. One is what we have learned in the previous class, projectile motion, and the second part is circular motion. So this question is basically focused on circular motion. I'll just explain a formula, important formula as per this question. Here in the question is told that a stone is tied with a string, is rotated in a vertical circle. Okay, it's rotated in a vertical circle, that is a stone. Okay, the minimum speed with which the string has to be rotated. Okay, so firstly write a small formula. Okay, formula, minimum speed with which the string is rotating in a vertical circle. String is rotating in a vertical circle comma v is equal to root of gr. Okay, so we can say that the minimum speed is independent of the mass of stone. The minimum speed is always independent of mass of stone. Okay, this it never depends on the mass of stone. So the option is A. Okay, please note down this one, guys. Okay, let us move on to the next question. Okay, the ranges and heights for two projectiles projected with the same initial velocity at angles theta 1 equal to 42 degree and theta 2 is equal to 48 degree with the horizontal r, that is the two ranges are given by r1 r2 and the two heights are given as h1 h2. Okay, choose the correct option. First of all, we have to check whether theta 1 and theta 2 have any relationship. Theta 1 is equal to 42. We can say 90 minus 42 is 48. So we can say theta 2 is equal to 48, which means it is 90 minus theta 1. So we can conclude one thing from this. The one thing that we can conclude that R1 is equal to R2 for this projectile motion. So we can do option elimination. So we are left with two options, option B and option D. Now we have to find the height. That's the task here. Okay. So what is height? The height of projectile. We have the equation for height. H is equal to u square sine square theta by 2g, right? Which means that h is directly proportional to sine square theta. Here, which is the greater angle? 48. So h will be more for 48 than 42. Okay, which means that h2 will be greater than h1, right? Since it's directly proportional to sine square theta, sine square 48 will be directly greater than sine square 42, right? So h2 will be greater than h1. So the possible answer here is r1 equal to r2 and h1 less than h2. Do we have any other option like that? Yes, option B. So this is the answer, option B. Okay, nice question. See, I had told you that range thing. If you know that concept, it's very easy. That's why. Let us move on to the next question. Okay, good question. Okay, this question actually was asked in AATC 2022 as well as JEE Mains 2022. See, AATC is also copying questions from JEE Mains also. So it's better that we study JEE Mains level. So don't worry, upcoming classes and all, most of the questions from JEE Mains will also be discussed in the simplest way. Okay, so a shell is fired from a fixed artillery gun with an initial speed u such that it hits the target on the ground at a distance r from it. If t1 and t2 are the values of the time taken by it to hit the target in two possible ways, the product t1 t2 is. Okay, so t1 and t2 are time taken by it. So this is related to projectile motion. This question, a shell is fired from a fixed artillery gun. You can just assume, okay, it will be going like that, like in the projectile way. Okay, so we have the equation for t, right? What's the equation for t? 2u sine theta by g, right? Okay, so also in this case, since it's a projectile motion, a shell is fired from the fixed artillery gun with an initial speed u such that it hits the target on the ground at a distance r from it. Distance r from it means r will be the range. Okay, r will be the range. If t1 and t2 is the values of time taken by it in two possible ways. One possible way is to hit the target at an angle theta, and the other possible way to hit the target by an angle 90 minus theta. So t1 will be based on theta. Theta is 2u sine theta by g. Okay, and t2 will be based on the angle 90 minus theta. That is 2u sine of 90 minus theta by g. Okay, do you understand? That is the two possible ways in which the it can hit the target. That is the shell can hit the target is one by an angle theta and another by an angle 90 minus theta. Okay, that's why I took t1 and t2. Now they are asking the product t1 and t2. T2 tu sine 90 minus theta is tu cos theta by g, right? So here we can write t1 into t2 is equal to 2u sine theta by g into 2u cos theta by g. Okay, we can write like this: 2 by g into u square sine 2 theta by g, right? Sine 2 theta by g, because 2 sine theta cos theta sine 2 theta, and also in the options it is given a hint. It's the answer is given in the form of range, so I had a hunch. Okay, so what's this? U square sine 2 theta by g, that's r, right? This is equal to 2r by g. So this is the answer. It's quite an interesting concept because it was specially asked in JEE Mains. Okay, so the shell can hit the target in two ways. One way is by an angle theta and another way is by an angle 90 minus theta. So we first found t1 with the help of theta, then we found t2 with the help of 90 minus theta, then we just multiplied them, and then we finally deduced the answer in the form of range. That's 2r by g. It's a good question, guys. Please note it down. Yes, many people were asking about the PDF of this. Unfortunately, it's not available. So please go through the whole video and understand the concept, because in PDF, all the concepts which I'm explaining here will not be mentioned. That's why. Okay. Next question is also a good question. what all data is mentioned, we have to write it down first of all. Okay. At t is equal to 0, truck starting from rest moves in the positive x direction at uniform acceleration of 5 meter per second. At t is equal to 20 seconds, a ball is released from the top of the truck. The ball strikes the ground in 1 second after the release. The velocity of the ball when it strikes the ground will be. Here we can see that the options are given in vector form. So we can deduce one thing. The ball is traveling in a horizontal direction, then only it will go in the vertical direction. That's the concept happening here. Because at time t is equal to 0, the truck is moving with an acceleration 5 meter per second square. Okay. At t is equal to 20 seconds, the ball is released. Then t is equal to 1 second, the ball reaches the ground. Right. So this is what's happening. So firstly, at t is equal to 20 seconds, velocity, final velocity at horizontal is given by what? U plus at, right? Since it is starting from rest, u is 0. Since it is moving with an acceleration 5 and time is equal to 20 seconds, 5 and 20 is equal to 100 and since it is in positive x direction, it will be 100 plus 100 I cap. Okay, so when it t is equal to 1 second, the ball is released, the ball reaches the ground. That is, at t is equal to 1 second, velocity, final velocity will be acting at the vertical direction, right? There is no horizontal direction because during falling there is no acceleration in the horizontal direction. There is only acceleration in the vertical direction, that is what? Gravity, right? So 0 plus gt, since t is 1 and g is 10, and since this is going down, it will be minus j cap. Did you understand how it is minus? Since the ball is released means it is going down. That's why minus 10 j cap. So what is the velocity, final velocity, comparing to both horizontal and vertical? 100 I cap minus 10 j cap. It's a simple concept, guys. No need to get bothered with top concepts and all. Just understand the concept, apply the formulas. How minus 10 came means that it's falling, the ball is falling to the ground, means it's in vertical direction going downwards, which means negative. Okay, so the option is A. Okay, let us go to the next question, guys. Okay, so this question is also based on circular motion, in which we will be discussing soon. So here, since this question was mentioned, I'll explain the answer. Okay, just note down this formula. Angular acceleration equal to comma, it's denoted by alpha, equal to delta omega by delta t. Delta omega means angular frequency, delta t time taken, equal to 2 pi delta f by, this is frequency, by delta t, which is equal to 2 pi into f2 minus f1 by delta t. Okay, here f1 and f2 is given. What is f1? F1 is equal to 1200 rpm, f2 is equal to 3120 rpm. Okay, since the angular acceleration is asked in form of radian per second square, we have to convert rpm to rps. So what we have to do, just divide 1200 divided by 60, you'll get again 20, and this one 3120 divided by 60, we're getting 52. Okay, 52. So we'll just substitute this formulas here. 2 pi into 52 minus 20 divided by 60. So the answer will be 4 pi. So the option will be A. Simple question, direct formula substitution. Just understand this concept. If you want to convert RPM to RPS, just divide it by 60 seconds. Sorry, 60 seconds. Okay, hope you all are satisfied with the questions and all, because these type of questions we can expect for the exam. Don't expect direct questions always. Okay, let us move on to the last question of today's session. Everyone will think since they are seeing a cuboid and all, it will it's like a difficult question, but trust me, it's very easy. Okay. In the cube of side A shown in figure, the vector from the central point of the face ABOD. Okay. Here, what is in the central point of ABOD? Central of ABOD. What is central of ABOD? It is G. Since it is mentioned position vector concepts, okay, I can represent like this R G vector. Okay, what is central point of central point of BEFO? What is it? It is H. I'm in vector forms. I'm representing the position vector in terms RH. What is it asking? The vector from the central point of the face, that is the vector from G to H, means what is the position vector from G to H, which is given as RH minus RG, right? Any vector from A to B, we write it in the form as BRB minus RA. Position vector concept I have taught in the previous class. So that concept we are applying here. So first of all, we have to mark RH and RG in terms of coordinate system as per the given figure, right? So let us take a look at RG. Where's RG lying? G is lying in positive Z direction and positive X direction, which means that positive X direction means it's lying in the central point. The total is A. Center means A by 2. Since it is in the positive X direction, I can write A by 2 I cap. Since it is in the positive Z direction, I can write like A by 2 K cap, right? Let us go for RH. RH is equal to, it is lying in y-axis and z-axis positive side. Since it is y-axis, I can write like this, A by 2 J cap plus A by 2 K cap. Okay. So we have to find RH minus RG, right? So RH minus RG is equal to A by 2 J cap plus A by 2 K cap minus A by 2 I cap plus A by 2 K cap, right? When we open the brackets, what happened? We can cancel off this A by 2, A by 2. So the answer will be A by 2 J cap minus A by 2 I cap. Do you have any option like that? That is 1 by 2 A into J minus I. This is option C. C is the answer. Okay, so that is C is the answer. 1 by 2 A J minus I. Okay. So this is it for today's session. I hope all of you understood the class. These type of questions we can expect for ETC exams. Okay. Okay, most of these questions are very simple. Just note down the important points that I have mentioned about the range concept, these concept, important formulas, all those things, then you can solve any questions regarding projectile motion. More questions will be discussed once we reach midway of many chapters of both +1 and +2. Okay, so thank you guys, have a nice day, bye.